Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, real estate fans, avid listeners alike, wonderful people hanging out this Sunday morning, or maybe on your way to church. I'm so glad you're tuning in. My name's Erik Hatch. I get to be your host all morning long for Real Estate Radio. I'm a realtor with Hatch Realty, and if you ever want to stop by and see us, we would love it if you did so. 1205 16th Avenue South in Fargo is where we're located. It's the corner of University Drive and 16th Avenue South. So if you're over at Luna Coffee having you can have wine, you can have beer, you can have lunch, you can have dinner, and you can have a house all in the same neighborhood. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? So again, 1205 16th Avenue South if you want to stop by and see us. And here at the top of the hour, I want to talk about the first house I ever flipped. 417 7th Avenue South. I just finished it. And I love trying to take the credit for it when I did none of the work. I'm one of those people where in my toolbox is my checkbook, and that's really all I have to offer is hopefully some insights, and I'm just not a handy guy. I can't fix things on my own. I can't do the work. I can see some of the work, but I can't do all the work. And so I had to rely on a lot of people, and there's always a sea of people, even if you do it yourself, that you're going to need to rely on. But we took this historic home built in the 1920s, and they've added on 2 different times. So now you'd think that when a house is pieced together like that it's going to be a bit of a hot mess. And that's just not the case with this house. It's like 2,800 square feet almost. We're talking 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a yard that's on a hill. That's right, I said a yard that's on a hill in Fargo, backs to Island Park, just a block away. And so to be able to have all those things, and we wanted to keep some of the historic charm of this house while still getting the new, fresh feel of it. So fortunately, the previous owners did an awful lot of work. New shingles, new windows, new siding, new furnace, new air conditioner, all the bones of a house that you get really concerned about. And then we came through and we beautified everything we possibly could, but while still maintaining some of that historic character and feel. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, I hope you go ahead and find me. It's Erik with a K, Hatch. Or you can always go to livefargomoorhead.com to check out this house. I don't think it's going to stick around long, and I'd love for you to see the flip house. Even on my Facebook, we put the before and the after pictures so you can see maybe what we saw. So if you're out there right now saying, I want to see this house, or I want to flip houses, or my house needs to be flipped, whatever it is, I hope we can get in conversation with one another. 701-369-4839 is how we talk. Or again, go to livefargomoorhead.com to find out about these houses and everything else on today's market. But first things first, let's find out what's happening with real estate news this week. In studio with us, we have the ever debonair, the wonderful, the talented, the sweet, and the scared to death of being on radio, Tara Shirley Swanson. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Erik. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got it. Tara, you are always the person behind the camera. You've had a camera in your hand basically your whole life. Tell me the story.
I am the 4th generation photographer in my family. My great-grandfather founded Shirling Photography in 1920. So I've learned photography from my father and my uncle and many others. So
you've done photography, and your family's done photography in Fargo for 95 years, if I did my math correctly.
Correct.
Okay, and carry the 3 and then the decimal points. And yeah, I think we are at 95 years. So you've been taking pictures your whole life as well. You helped your dad in the studio growing up, and then you worked at Shirling Photography for a long period of time, correct?
Correct.
And now you photograph houses.
Yes.
So you're the photographer. You are the person that makes all of our listings shine. Why in the world would you ever choose to photograph houses?
I think it's a new challenge for me. I love people and portraits, but it was nice to try something new and learn a new medium. Mm-hmm. I decided to come over to Hatch Realty partly because of my family. I needed a little bit more flexible schedule. I have 2 young daughters.
And they are adorable.
Thank you. They are a handful, but I love them. So this schedule gives me more time with them as well.
Family first is certainly important to us and important to you also. So I love that we have found that connecting point. So now that you're photographing, now that you're photographing houses, what's the new challenge with this? What is a really difficult house to photograph? What's a really easy house to photograph?
Difficult houses with low light, maybe the not so staged messy house, trying to...
No, there's none of those in town.
No, never.
Not our clients.
It happens, and so that's a challenge. Getting the right light in certain places, those types of things.
Mm-hmm. So you said lighting is key. I think that there's a lot of people out there who are do-it-yourself people. And in fact, in the real estate business, until I hired you, I was a do-it-yourself person. Now, the camera we had was nice. Mm-hmm. The flash we had was nice. Mm-hmm. But you use like 9 flashes.
No.
and you use even better state-of-the-art equipment. There's a difference, isn't there, Tara?
There's a difference, I think, with camera, lenses, multiple flashes, and knowing how to use your equipment, definitely.
Now, for those of you just tuning in, we have Tara Shirley Swanson in studio with us. She is the photographer for Hatch Realty, and we're talking about all the specifics that it takes to make a house shine. And you keep going back to lighting and flash and that sort of thing. What's the problem if somebody takes a picture with their phone or just a point-and-shoot camera?
Well, the point and shoots or the phone are going to expose for one area or another. I really like to see what's outside of the window. Not having a blown out bright window is, I think, important. Seeing if there's trees or what's surrounding the home as well. So using a flash can compensate for that, and having nice, even lighting as well.
It comes back to lighting over and over again. And if you're not using professional equipment, I don't know if somebody's house is going to be shown off like it really deserves.
No.
Tara, you've probably heard even before you got into the real estate profession, the horror stories of the photos that people would put online of a house, right?
Yes.
So it was very interesting to watch you start because you are an absolutely experienced photographer, and yet you would take a couple of hours to photograph a house. Why?
Well, buyers are looking at homes online, and that's the first thing they're seeing. And so...
photos matter, don't they,
yes,
Tara?
They're very important, I think. That's going to motivate a buyer to go see a house first if there's nice photos.
Yeah, that's one thing that's imperative for our listening audience to know and to understand is that when somebody gets an opportunity to look at a house, they're doing so not by a 1-inch by 2-inch JPEG that used to be put in the black and white mailers and things that sit outside of grocery stores. Now it's all about the pictures.
Yes.
And nobody will come and see your house if the pictures aren't exquisite, or maybe they're going to come and see it. And this market is going to get balanced out. Right now is still a seller's market, but it's going to get balanced out. And every day the pictures matter, don't they, Tara?
Yes. So going through, taking my time is what took so long in the beginning. I've sped up a little bit, but going through and staging a little bit here and there, moving things in and out, really making sure that everything is to the T.
And Tara, what I love about that is the photos in a house matter. And you understand that, and you understand how important that house is for the people who are selling. And so you're taking that extra step to make sure that their house is showing off like it deserves to. And I thank you for that, because you've been a game changer for us. We've seen listings sell that we didn't think would sell they didn't sell previously when listed with other agents. And the photos made the difference. The photos got people in there, and you have continued to bring the bar higher and higher for this industry. So thank you for that.
Wow. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. That's why I hired you. Tara, quickly before we wrap up, what is your favorite thing to shoot if it's not houses or your daughters? Maybe it is your daughters. And
no, I have someone else photograph my daughters.
Your daughters in houses. That's your favorite thing.
Well, portraits and weddings, I think, were my top for a long time. Now that I've gotten out of that, I've kind of, been more interested in photographing other things like landscapes. And scenery, those types of things, macro photography, I'm kind of picking up a little bit more. So if I'm not photographing a wedding or a child, then I think that's my second.
And you've had the opportunity to photograph me a number of times, and thank you for your Photoshop work to put more hair on my head and less love handles on my side. So you do wonders.
Oh, jeez. Well, you're welcome.
You're supposed to say no. I don't do any of those things. You're already beautiful. Tara,
I do it to myself. I don't.
Okay, perfect. Tara Shirley Swanson with Hatch Realty, our in-house photographer and a great woman to boot. Thanks for being on air with us. Thank you. I want you to go to livefargomoorhead.com, find out what your home is worth, and see some of Tara's photos. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio. As always, I'm your host, Erik Hatch, and it's time now for the Erik Hatch Team's Picks of the week. Here on Real Estate Radio, there are some houses you need to learn about, and maybe you want to buy them, maybe you want to gawk at them. I don't care what it is. Check all these houses out and more at livefargomoorhead.com as we go through this. But let's start off with the most expensive house listed in North Dakota today. It's on Rose Creek, and it is a stunning house. You maybe have seen it in the newspaper before. Maybe you've seen it online. We, in fact, introduced a new website simply for this house and some of our other premier properties. It is called fabulousfargohomes.com, so you can get in and see some extra things to boot. We are at 2043 Rose Creek Boulevard South in Fargo. This is the biggest stinking house in town as far as I know. Almost 18,000 square feet between the main level, the upstairs, and the basement. 2 kitchens, 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, 4 laundry rooms, a full wet bar, backs to the golf course. It's bigger than the clubhouse on Rose Creek, and we've reduced the price. Get this, we've reduced the price $400,000. We're down to $2.55 million. I know that's a lot to spend, but there's some people out there in the listening audience who maybe want to invest, and this house is ready to be invested in. It's huge. It's gigantic. Don't miss out on it. You can check it out again at fabulousfargohomes.com. But if you aren't into new and modern, maybe you're into something that's old and historic, it seems like everybody who's interested in some homes will say that they're interested in possibly living on 8th Street if they love character and they love that sort of ooh la la type of stuff. And so here at 708 8th Street South, again, this home has been featured in the newspaper. It's had amazing coverage throughout town, and it's been completely renovated. It's from the 1800s, and since then, the owners have gutted everything basically down to the studs and have rebuilt this entire house while maintaining and restoring all the character. So for $749,000, you're going to get one of the most stunning 3-story homes I've ever seen. It is picture perfect inside and out. You need to arrange to see this house. I don't think you should hesitate on this one. The fact that it's still on the market blows me away. $749,000. Let's take a look at this house. Next up, if you still like big ones, here we're going to go out to Horace, and it seems like a lot of people want that extra space to run, to play. So 7303 Maple Lane in Horace. For $680,000, we have a lot of house here. In fact, 3,200 square feet of house, to be exact. That is an awful lot of house, and we're looking at 6 bedrooms. Holy cow, 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and on top of that, roughly an acre is the yard. There's not many other opportunities that people will have to get this much house for this great of a price. So don't sleep on this one, or you can't sleep in it. Finally, I want to talk about a really great house we have listed over in West Fargo. This house is really special. It's in the Osgood neighborhood, and we just reduced the price $20,000. $20,000 makes this a bargain for $459,900. The address is 4137 Holcomb Court South in Fargo. It's West Fargo / Fargo. When you get in Osgood, everything kind of blurs together, but it is a Fargo address, West Fargo School District. And this house is over 2,700 square feet as a sprawling 2-story home. Brand new deck, fully fenced yard with maintenance free. And I want you to imagine this gorgeous walkway that overlooks the living room and the front entryway. It is hard to find something this great for this price, and the specials are low as well. So all these houses and more can be seen at livefargomoorhead.com, or to have your own home featured on Real Estate Radio, give us a call at 369-4839. All right, everyone, we are almost out of time, and so I want to close with a couple of final thoughts, as always. The first thing is this. If you haven't done so yet, go to livefargomoorhead.com and find out what your home is worth. You'll maybe be surprised at how much equity your home has attained and grown over the last number of years, and we could possibly sell your house for more money than you ever thought fathomable for your place. And the only way we know that is if you go to livefargomoorhead.com to check it out. And then on the back side of that, we can get in contact and get the exact nitty gritty. Here's what we think your house will sell for in this market type of story. The second thing is I know I brought it up a couple of weeks ago, but with the help of the listening audience here, with the help of the wonderful people of Fargo-Moorhead and the surrounding community, we have now positioned ourselves as the number 67 real estate team in the entire country. That's according to Real Trends, as published in the Wall Street Journal. Real Trends measures all the data from realtors across the entire country, and there's over 1 million of us. There's a whole lot of realtors, and so to be number 67 for our team is really exciting. So I want to say thank you to my team right now. I get to work with 23 people, and I know that's an awful lot, and yet the people that I work with are the best of the best. They are quality, they are caring, they want to make sure that this experience for you, whether buying or selling, is completely smooth, and then we want to extend a relationship piece after that so we stay in contact and we can celebrate you year-round. For example, we are taking and celebrating our clients by doing some improv comedy. There's a local comedy troupe called Line Benders, and with Line Benders, we're inviting all of our past clients and friends to come and experience an improv comedy show. It's on our buck, and we just want to celebrate our clients. So if you want to be a piece of that, you should reach out to us and get in contact. We'd love to have you come and be a part of it also. But of course, to the people who have put their trust in us over the last number of years, it has been a joy and an honor building a business and a career that for me is irreplaceable. And to be able to be a part of your life and to put this huge financial and family and emotional investment into us, really, we don't take lightly. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for your investment. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your time. I'm getting sappy here, so I should just shut my mouth and wrap this up. One last time, if you haven't done so yet, go to livefargomoorhead.com, find out what your home is worth, or look at some homes on today's market, or to talk to us about your next real estate move, or give us a chance to at least interview to earn your job. 369-4839 is how you reach out. And that's it. Thanks so very much for listening to Real Estate Radio this morning. I've been your host, Erik Hatch, on the Mighty 790 KFGO.